Today I'm going to show you how to make homemade grenadine. It is super easy. This will literally just take a couple minutes, and let's get started. The method I'm using is from Jeffrey Morgenthaler. His book, The Bar Book, which I have here, was one of my biggest inspirations to get into home bartending, and this is one of the first recipes that I ever tried out, and I've been using it for years. I highly recommend this book for anyone who is looking to get into home bartending, and I have a whole video on my book collection, and I talk about all of the ones that I recommend, including this one. So grenadine is typically known for being that neon red syrup that tastes kind of like cough syrup. Grenadine originally comes from the French word for pomegranate. Traditionally, grenadine is just a pomegranate syrup. Somewhere down history, it kind of got morphed into this thing that's as far as possible from pomegranate. There's no need to spend more than $10 for those artisan grenadine syrups that you'll see, and you definitely shouldn't buy like that neon red rosy stuff that is super far from real grenadine. You probably clicked on this video to see how to make homemade grenadine and not to hear me talk, so let's jump right into it. The ingredient list for this is super simple. There are really only two ingredients that are absolutely necessary for this. One is pomegranate juice, and the second is sugar. The optional ingredients are orange blossom water, as well as pomegranate molasses. Orange blossom water is optional, but I find it adds a really beautiful floralness to the grenadine, which I think works really well in cocktails. The first step here is to heat up your pom juice. You can do this over the stove, but I'm just gonna put it in the microwave for a couple minutes. You can use fresh pomegranate juice as well, but we all know peeling and dealing with pomegranate is a pain, so I recommend just using the bottled stuff, which is still really good. Once your juice is hot, all you need to do is add your sugar into the juice. These are at a 1-to-1 ratio, so I have 1 cup of juice and 1 cup of sugar. And now you're gonna stir until all the sugar is dissolved. Stir, 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 stir. Now the last step is just to add a couple drops of orange blossom water if you're using that. Be very careful with this step because a tiny bit goes a long way and you don't want your grenadine tasting like potpourri. I highly recommend you find either a French or a Middle Eastern brand, as those have the strongest flavor. I really like this Cortez brand, and I never really use more than a couple drops at once, so a bottle like this is going to go a long way. I've tried the ones from Fee Brothers, and those have absolutely no taste, so I would steer away from that. The pomegranate molasses is really optional. It just adds a little bit more flavor depth, but I've made it many times without it as well, and it's equally delicious. You can find it at different ethnic groceries and maybe even Whole Foods. Once everything is dissolved and well mixed together, you can just put it in a bottle and stick it in the fridge. And this should keep in your fridge for months, especially if you add a little bit of vodka or some type of alcohol for preservation. So yeah, I hope no one ever feels the need to buy grenadine again, and you will always have some in your fridge. Alright, that's it. Keeping this video short and sweet, and if you like this type of content, please like and subscribe and hit the notification button to help me out. Bye!